Hello everyone and welcome to Bizarre Movies. Today we will recap a suspense thriller movie, in which a girl traps three guys in a love affair to reveal her killer identity. But before we start, a gentle reminder, that this is just a movie explanation and we encourage you to watch the full movie. Spoilers ahead, watch out and enjoy. The film begins with a young girl named Nicole. She tells us about her future. She knows one day, somebody would kill her. She also knows the killer's motive, but she doesn't know his identity. She notices someone in the car and the scene cuts here. Then we see a flashback of her story. We see a man named Samson, and this writer is narrating her story. Samson is having a lot of problems in writing a novel nowadays. For this reason, he has arrived in London. London in those days is flooded with riots and violence. Samson thinks maybe this atmosphere will give his brain a boost, much needed to write a novel. In London, he stays at the house of his writer friend Mark, and his friend had gone to America for some work. Samson loves the house of his friend, and he thinks that it is the perfect place for writing his novel. One day, he meets Keith, who is very close to Mark. Keith invites him to hang out at the pub and Samson agrees. At the pub, Samson meets Keith's rich friend called Guy Clinch, who is here onwards referred as Guy in this story. Keith tells them that he is in debt and needs some help. He informs them the thug's name is Chick, and he would kill him if he is unable to pay all loans. While they are talking, a beautiful girl enters the pub. Her name is Nicole and all men are mad for her. Keith approaches her and introduces himself. Guy thinks that she is a clever girl and she will not give any attention to Keith, but he was wrong. Nicole starts talking to both of them, and we see Samson watching them from behind. Samson sees the main character of his story in Nicole. Keith starts talking about her dress and tries to impress her by giving her flowers, but she ignores him. But Keith doesn't give up and follows her. Later, Samson realizes that the girl lives in his building, only one floor above. The next day, Samson is trying hard to write something for his novel. Suddenly, he noticed Nicole there. He follows Nicole and sees her throwing some documents in a dustbin. He picks all the documents, and realizes that these documents consist of pictures and drawings of Nicole. Nicole has written some valuable stuff about her life in these documents. When she was little, she knew about her friend's death and time. She also knew about her parents' death. All those things she saw in her dream. She thinks that if someday everyone is going to leave her, then what is the point of having feelings? She also knew about her death, but she didn't know about the killer. After reading her stuff, he goes directly to meet her. He tells her that he knows everything about her and believes her story. Samson starts talking about her death. And Nicole replies that she only sees visions of that person, and she is confused between Keith and Guy. She knows that one of them will kill her. Samson sees a good story in her situation. He asks Nicole, "Would you let me write about you?" Nicole says yes to it. Then we see Nicole with Keith. She tells Keith that he can sell her belongings to solve his financial problems. But in return, she asks him to convince Guy, and arrange a meeting with him. Keith gets surprised by her demand, but he agrees because he only wants money. Next day, he goes to Guy's house and tells him everything. Guy is a rich businessman, and he is living his life with his family. Guy asks Keith to spend some time with his son, so he can meet Nicole. He calls Nicole and they finalize a place for the date. Samson is already present in her house and he is witnessing everything for his novel. He thinks that Nicole is making a huge mistake, and this will certainly lead to disaster. Nicole and Guy meet at a place. After some talk, Nicole tells Guy that when she was in India, she worked in an orphanage. There was a girl there, and she became her best friend. Nicole then had to return to her country. Later, when she tried to know about that girl, she came to know that she had been adopted by a Saudi businessman. Later that man raped her, and they had a son. When Nicole tried to contact the girl again, she came to know that she is trapped there, and wanted to get out. Then she lost the contact, and now she doesn't know anything about her. She wants to bring her to London, and she needs Guy's help for this. Guy also likes Nicole very much, so he agrees to help her. He says that I think we both are very similar, we love romantic things. Guy feels very happy after his date. Samson is watching all the things. He tells Nicole that Guy will kill her, because he is falling for her, and all this could happen because of love. Later, Chick meets Keith and tells him to return all money, because he helped him in paying his debts. Actually, Chick and Keith are competitors in the upcoming dart competition. Keith knows that Chick will kill him for his money, so he needs to arrange more money in very less time. One day, Nicole and Guy go to support Keith in his dart competition. To make Keith feels jealous, Nicole holds the hand of Guy in front of Keith, and this motivates him to do better in the dart game, and he wins. After the game, Keith confronts Nicole, and asks her what she was doing there with Guy. Nicole replies that Guy is helping her and he is ready to give her $60,000. She tells him that I will give half if you are ready to help me, and Keith agrees. When he is leaving her place, Guy notices him outside. He yells at Nicole and asks her about her affair with Keith, but Nicole denies all allegations. She starts crying and Guy says sorry to her. She asks Guy to sell her earrings and give her $60,000. Guy feels sad about her situation and tries to calm her down. One day, Nicole pretends that she is meeting a foreign exchange officer for her needs, but she is giving him money. It is the same money Guy gave her. After seeing everything, Samson tries to convince her that she can still live, and that there is no such thing as destiny. He tells her to stop this game. Nicole replies that she can't change anything. She has to play this dirty game. After spending so much time with Samson, Nicole feels attracted to him. She tries to kiss him but he denies. She says that I know you are also going to die soon, and you want to complete this novel. In the night, she calls Guy and tells him that she can't live with this affair. She will return all his money soon. Guy gets disturbed after hearing this. Later, Keith comes and confronts Nicole. He asks her for his cut in $60,000. Nicole asks him to help her once again and she will definitely give him his cut. She asks him to go and tell Guy that Nicole is leaving the city, and she will never return. Keith follows her orders and tells Guy everything. Guy comes into her house, and tries to convince her to change her decision. He can't leave without her and wants to marry her. Then they get intimate there and Guy spends some quality time. One day, when Nicole and Samson are hanging out, Nicole tries to seduce Samson. He tries his best to reject her approach but can't resist his desires. They also get intimate there. Now Nicole is playing with 3 men at the same time. The next day, Nicole goes to Keith's house. She pretends that she is from NGO and wants to meet with the kids. Keith gets angry at her behavior and he tries to warn her. He tells her that he will kill her if she tries to come again to his house. She gives him his cut, and he leaves. On his way, Chick and his men kidnap Keith. Keith immediately gives them all his money for his life. One day, Guy goes to dart competition to support his friend Keith. One friend of Keith tells him that Keith has an affair with a woman. Guy understands that he is talking about none other than Nicole. He again gets upset after hearing this. In his apartment, Samson finds his friend's diary. He finds some photos of Nicole and his best friend Mark. Samson realizes that Nicole had an affair with his friend, and he gets hurt after this. On the other hand, Guy comes to Nicole's house but he finds Keith there. After his departure, he again scolds Nicole and he is thinking that she is playing with him. But Nicole is a clever girl. She again tries to manipulate him with her tears. Guy says that he doesn't want to hurt her. He is only asking about Keith. He tells her that he is ready to divorce his wife. Next morning, Samson meets Nicole and asks her about Mark. She replies that he was a good man but he had no guts. He was the one who vanished. Actually, Nicole had an affair with Mark and both of them loved each other. After some days, Guy tells his wife about his affair, and he divorces her. His wife gets upset but she doesn't give him any reaction. Dart competition day arrives, and today Keith is competing against Chick. On the other hand, Guy receives a book from Nicole. He notices that the characters' names in the story are the same as Nicole's friends in real life. He understands that Nicole was only playing a game with him, and he ruined his life because of her. Tonight, she is in a dart competition and supporting Keith. Chick notices her and comes near them. He challenges Keith while admiring Nicole's beauty. During the competition, Nicole flirts with Chick while Keith is playing darts. He notices them and loses his concentration. This results in his loss and Chick wins the competition easily. Guy also arrives there and wants to confront Nicole. Keith gets angry and all 3 start fighting for Nicole. Keith gets really upset and he only wants revenge for his loss. He wants to kill her, but Guy stops him. They start arguing and blaming each other for their affair with Nicole. Guy overpowers Keith and beats him badly. After some time, he dies there. Guy realizes his mistake, and he understands that Nicole is the reason for his loss. He is sitting in the same car we saw earlier at the beginning of the movie. Suddenly, Samson arrives there. He tries to convince Guy that he can help him. Guy tells him that this girl ruined my entire life. But Samson convinces him and he leaves. Nicole arrives there and sits in the car. She gets surprised after seeing Samson there. Samson says that yes, I am your killer, I love you very much, and I don't want to end my novel on a bad note. He kills her in the car and returns home with her body. Then he completes his story, and dies after eating some tablets. After some days, Mark arrives in London. He notices his friend's diary with pictures of Nicole. Movie ends with Mark decides to publish Samson's story and give peace to his best friend's soul. To know the movie's name, check the pinned comment right now. If you like the story, then do watch the full film, and if you want to watch more such amazing recaps, then do subscribe to our channel and enable bell notifications to receive the latest regular updates. See you in the next recap.